about my graduation film. It's called Roots of the Hidden. I studied animation at university, and in your final year you get the opportunity to create your own film. When I was thinking about this talk, I was kind of in a bit of a dilemma about how to talk about it, because obviously I couldn't show the film to everyone. So I decided to look at what really influences me. And as I was looking around, I discovered that actually in the title of my film there's quite a lot of telling evidence about what really influences me. Sorry, the images are really dark. What I found out, my film is called Roots of the Hidden. There's two elements there. There's the natural forms in the roots of plants, but also in the seed of an idea, in the root of something. But then also there's something about hidden elements that really interested me. And I decided that I wanted to talk a bit about the creative process and how so much of it is really hidden that you don't really know how much is going on inside your head until it kind of like comes out and you can see it. And sometimes it's this really stressful process of not knowing where you're going, but you just have to have faith and know that you will. Something will come of the time that you spend in the research. So a couple of weeks ago, I was clearing out some of my work and I came across these two images. The one with the tree, I think I did in primary school, and then the other one I did actually at 11 years old. I'm not sure if you can see, but you can see that there's a lot of detail in it. And at the time, I didn't really know why I was so focused on this detail. I became obsessed with the minute details of bark on the tree, on the leaves, sort of describing as much as I possibly could, but in quite a graphic way. And now when I look back at these, I can see that the processes that I was really interested in was the shape of the whole image, but also the details within it. And that is something that is really, really important to animators. You focus on the whole motion of the character, but you find yourself obsessing about the tiniest detail that nobody else can tell. It's for a fraction of a second, but you're the one focusing on it. And it kind of like improves the whole story because you are able to focus in so well on it. So looking back at these, I wasn't really sure why I was doing it, but there was something that interested me when I was younger, the detail and the obsessive nature of it. And I have a little story as well. When I was about 2 years ago, I'd be walking home from uni, and every day I'd look down at the ground and there'd be leaves on the floor. And I wouldn't know why I was so obsessed with looking at these leaves. It would be the leaf skeletons, it would be just debris that I found, and I would just pick up, and I had this box at home that was just full of like rusty nails and leaves, and I didn't know why I was doing it, but I just knew that I wanted to pick these up and collect it. So, I'll show you the next one. This is one of the leaves that I picked up, and I had it in a box for about 2 years. And I knew I wanted to keep it, and I became a magpie about it. So if you're something that interests you, go for it, keep going for it, and something might come of it. So this is a still from my film. It was in the development process, and I was really, really struggling with the look that I wanted to try and achieve. The process that I was using is called a multiplane. And you have about 6 layers of glass, and you can have objects and different elements on these different planes. And I was trying to, in my mind, imagine what this could look like, because we didn't have any of this built yet. We were in the process of building the whole setup for it. And at this point, when I created the still that all the tutors wanted as like an idea of what my film was going to be looking like, I came up with this idea, and you can see that it's so flat, and it doesn't have anything that I wanted to portray. I was struggling so much. And then we got it finally built, we got it set up, and I went to my booth in the department, and I pulled out my leaf, and I went to the room, and I put it on the glass, and as you can see, this is what kind of happened. We've got the silhouettes of the leaves and the different elements that kind of resurfaced. I didn't know that this was going to happen, but I had faith in why I was collecting these leaves and why I wanted to do it. So this is the character from my film. Hopefully you can see there. Again, it's dark. There's a lot of detail on it. I scratched sort of very fine patterns onto the clothing of the characters. I was interested in creating jewellery for her. Within the film, I knew that there was going to be elements that were silhouetted, but I also knew that I wanted to have the authenticity of having the character as a real thing. I could have quite easily just painted her black and had her as a shadow. but I wanted to have that authenticity about it. So this is the poster for my film. As you can see, it's got some of the elements that I talked about. But I'm going to show the film now, and then, yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it.